Brenda Reed, who's 101, thrilled to meet the prince.
He certainly has lots of charm. You just talk to him. I practically called him Harry.
Once again, the Daily Mail has proven what we've said time and time again. They simply cannot function without mentioning Prince Harry. It doesn't matter what he does, where he goes, or who he meets. They'll find a way to twist a moment of compassion into a headline of criticism. This week, Harry was in Canada visiting veterans ahead of Remembrance Sunday, a time meant for honouring service, sacrifice and shared humanity. He visited Sunnybrook Hospital's Veterans Centre in Toronto, joining some of Canada's oldest war heroes in a creative arts class. There were deeply touching scenes. Harry painting poppies on an army helmet with a 101-year-old veteran who served in World War II, and even kissing the hand of a 91-year-old woman who had served her country with honour. These are moments of empathy, of gratitude and of humility. But instead of focusing on the meaning of those gestures, the Daily Mail found yet another way to cheapen them. Rather than highlight Harry's genuine connection to veterans, something he's championed since his military days and through his Invictus Games work, the article chose to frame it as a pseudo-royal tour. That wording alone tells you everything about their intent. They refuse to accept that Harry doesn't need royal status to make an impact. His actions speak for themselves, yet they continue to reduce every meaningful effort to a PR move, as if compassion requires palace approval. The article even managed to make an issue out of a baseball cap. Yes, you heard that right. A baseball cap. According to the Daily Mail, Harry was presented with a Toronto Blue Jays hat as a light-hearted gesture because he'd previously worn an LA Dodgers cap. Instead of acknowledging it as a friendly, humorous exchange, they used it to stir old narratives about Meghan and Harry being out of touch with Canada or trying to win hearts again. This is how the British tabloids operate. They will take something human and ordinary, something innocent, and spin it into conflict. But what's even more ironic is that they still rely on Harry's name for engagement. They call him irrelevant, yet every article, every push notification, every headline proves the opposite. They claim he's seeking attention. But who's really desperate for clicks here? The Daily Mail cannot stand the fact that Harry continues to shine on his own terms. He doesn't need the royal machinery behind him. He's doing what he's always done, connecting with people, showing up and doing the work quietly and sincerely. That's what makes him a threat to the institution they protect, because he exposes how unnecessary that institution has become when real leadership looks like humility, not hierarchy. Of course, the Daily Mail couldn't resist drawing comparisons. They conveniently placed Harry's compassionate visit beside Prince William's trip to Brazil for the Earthshot Prize. They framed Harry's timing as some sort of deliberate attempt to upstage his brother. It's a tired tactic, the same recycled storyline they've used for years to pit the brothers against each other. But here's the reality. Harry's visit had been planned nearly a year ago. His team even explained that the timing was dictated by the charity and by Remembrance Week, not by what William happened to be doing. Yet facts never stand in the way of a tabloid narrative. They'll always twist timelines, misrepresent intentions, and paint Harry as the villain, because they know drama sells better than truth. The real story is simple. Both men are doing their own work, but only one of them seems capable of connecting with people without needing a PR machine to choreograph every moment. While William's speech in Brazil drew criticism for hypocrisy and privilege, Harry's actions in Canada drew warmth, gratitude, and authenticity. The contrast is clear. One is performance, the other is presence. What's fascinating is how differently the media treats the two brothers. When William flies across the world to attend an event, it's called duty. When Harry does it, it's called attention-seeking. When William shakes a hand, it's diplomacy. When Harry kisses a veteran's hand, it's pseudo-royal. The hypocrisy is staggering. It's the same playbook we've seen since Meghan joined the family. Praise the institution, attack the individuals who choose independence. The press has invested years in portraying Harry as lost, irrelevant, or trying to reclaim spotlight. But every time he steps out and connects genuinely with people, whether it's veterans, athletes, or mental health advocates, that narrative collapses. Because authenticity doesn't need a title, and leadership doesn't need. Here's what the Daily Mail won't admit. Harry's continued visibility is a reflection of genuine public interest, not media fabrication. People around the world respect him because he's stayed true to his values, even when it cost him status. He's shown that compassion, respect and service can exist without crowns or cameras. That's the story the tabloids can't stand, because it undermines their very foundation. Every time Harry's humanity shines through, it exposes how hollow the monarchy's image maintenance has become. While palace courtiers choreograph photo ops, Harry simply shows up and listens. While tabloids chase scandal, he's painting helmets with veterans who survived wars. That's why they'll keep following him, because deep down they know he represents what the monarchy pretends to stand for. The truth is, the Daily Mail's obsession is their confession. They attack what they fear losing: control over the narrative. And Harry's greatest power is that he doesn't play their game anymore. He doesn't respond, doesn't explain, doesn't perform. He just continues being himself: a veteran, a husband, a father, and a humanitarian. No matter how many times they try to twist his intentions, the public sees the difference. They see who's walking the walk and who's hiding behind headlines. And that's why the press's grip is slipping, because people are learning to read between the lines. So, to my squaddies, remember this: the media will always try to paint compassion as calculation, but truth doesn't need defending. Harry's actions speak louder than their spin. He's out there doing what he does best, connecting with people, honouring those who served, and reminding the world that humanity matters more than hierarchy. That's something no tabloid headline can ever rewrite.